while we are having this conference, we had quite a bit of press coverage in Korea. And quite often these reporters ask me, what is IEEE, international E and something. But actually, I is not international, it is institute. And also, at this conference, there are delegates from 56 countries. So actually, it is very international kind of symposium. And at the same time, we had some unfortunate understanding between different countries and so on, which shouldn't be the case at an academic conference like this one. So I want to invite Dr. Seo, who's chairing the Transnational Committee in IEEE, and tell us views of IEEE headquarters.
Igarss 2005. So I'd like to conclude this gathering with some sort of like a joke, but it's a very meaningful joke. One of the successful IEEE engineer spent all his life, finally he's getting time to rest, which is end of his life. So he applied for the heaven to get in. So he met at the receptionist. St. Peter's came by to see him. How do you do? So I'm old in an IEEE engineer. I think I'm qualified to get in this heaven. So this St. Peter's secretary asked him, what did you do in the IEEE? He says, I am a very famous remote sensing engineer. Then this Peter says, you are not qualified. You have been violating God's territory because only God knows. He's the only one who can see the universe. But you guys did all the good things, but you violated God's task. Sea, deep sea, or whatever is the remote sensing. So you are not qualified. So he has to go down to hell to knock hell's door. Then Satan came out. Who are you? I'm a member of the IEEE. So why do you come here? I was kicked out from the heaven. So, okay, get in. So, IEEE remote sensing engineer, just to be able to get in hell. But it is a built-in nature of the engineer. Whatever he sees, wherever he goes, he tries to improve. Just like Mr. Anderson mentioned, he's trying to make really this world a living better environment. So he started innovate hell. So reinvent hell. So he improved the internet in hell. It provided a lot faster data rates compared to those in heaven. So he reinvented, re-engineered everything in hell, so everything is much better than heaven. So this is spread around as a rumor, got to the God in the heaven. One day this God called Satan. Hi Satan, how are you doing? He says, I'm doing fine, sir. Well, I'm doing fine, God. So don't you have any good engineer over there? Why do you ask me? He's working very hard. He's one of my best staff to help me out to make a living better in hell. Please send him over right away to heaven. I need him. So Satan says, no way. Then I'm going to sue you. No way. We have all the lawyers here. Thank you.
We have been working very hard the last 6 years to prepare this Igarss. And I really have to, I couldn't do anything without my local organizing committee, and I want to call my local organizing committee to this stage because I have to thank them. It will be this Igarss 2005 will end tomorrow, and this will be the last chance for me to thank all my team here. And the Sang-Hoon Lee and Professor Bill Emery are the technical coaches who went through more than 2,500 abstracts and filtered it, and they made all these sessions, and they spent so much time, and I have to thank them so much. Thank you very much. And next, the Jung-Sun Won is the finance chairman, and we made all these plans and made budgets and so on, and we were so happy until last year. And then the exchange rate and the US dollar went down almost more than 20%, which means that our income went down 20%. And Jung-Sun, Professor Won had a real hard time to make this budget work and prepare this wonderful conference and make it work. And I would like to thank Jung-Sun Won with all of you together. Thank you. There were Jung-Yun and Barney and many other people, but I think they went for dinner or something. And I would like to thank Sunny, who looked after all the registration and the counting of numbers for this conference. Sunny, thank you very much. You also look very wonderful. Well, thank you very much, all of you. And next, the final task, what I have to do now is I have to pass my baton to Igarss 2016 from Denver, Colorado. Is there Professor Chandrasekhar here? When we were awarded this Igarss conference, we were so happy because we were competing with major cities around the world, and we were quite happy. But as the Igarss was approaching, we found I regretted so many times why I took this conference, which means that there's so much work involved in it. And I'm glad that I'll be finishing everything up and passing it to Professor Chandrasekhar next year in Denver, Colorado. And doing so, while we are preparing this conference, quite often our local organizing committee sat around and had some drinks, and we really needed those drinks. And just as a symbolic gesture, I want to give him this very one of the best Korean hard liquor, so that when they have some difficult times, they can enjoy and refresh themselves.
It's here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a prepared speech because this is really overwhelming. And the Colorado Front Range team is really honored to be hosting Igarss 2006. And it's also a special conference because it is also a joint conference with the Canadian Remote Sensing Society. And this is their way of returning the favor to GRSS, because this is the first time CRSS conference is being held outside Canada. That was not an easy feat to accomplish, and I really want to thank our colleagues from Canadian Remote Sensing Society for making this happen. We're also very excited because this is the first time GRSS conference is moving to the Front Range area. And actually, when we looked up, and this is the first time that Igarss is going to be held in the Mountain Time Zone in the US. And Igarss is the premier conference in geoscience and remote sensing society, and we have taken to heart the responsibility to continue its tradition of excellence. As a melting...
Het einde van het diner.
David, can I stand and watch
같이